Yeah, look at that. Today I'm going to show you how to make a homemade cranberry sauce. I have cranberries, the star of this dish, and this is 12 ounces or 340 grams, just one basic package here in the United States. 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, so a 1-to-1 ratio, and then a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, which is totally optional. I just kind of love a little bit of cinnamon in there. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which is also optional, and it just helps to balance out the sweetness. And now in a medium pot, I'm going to add the sugar. Again, 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. I'm going to add that salt in there, and then add in those cranberries. And the cinnamon I will add in at the end. Let's head over to the stovetop. Over here on the stovetop, I have the heat set to medium heat. And then I'm just going to give this a stir here a little bit. And we want to bring this to a boil. You don't have to constantly stir. We're just going to stir occasionally throughout this process. And one thing you'll notice is as this water heats up, these cranberries are going to start to pop and split open. And that's exactly what we want to happen. And I want to point out, if you want a little bit different flavor, you want to amp up the flavor a little bit, you can use something like a juice, like orange juice, instead of water. And once we bring it to a boil like this, we go ahead and stir it down a little bit more. Then what we can do is we will turn down the heat to about medium low, and we want to let this simmer for 10 to 15 minutes until it thickens up. And we will just come in here and stir occasionally while it simmers. And now when there's a minute or two left, and when it's fairly thick, I'm going to just sprinkle in my cinnamon. Purely optional, the cinnamon. And we'll just stir that in. And then you can take it off between the 10 and 15 mark. You can take it off pretty much at any stage. Just depends on how thick you want your sauce. This is looking pretty good. I'm going to let it go for another minute or two. It'll also thicken more as it cools. All right, I'm going to come in here. Okay, see how when you push it, there's just a tiny bit of liquid, but it's fairly thick. That's how I like it, like this. You can go a few more minutes if you want, but I like it just like this. Again, it'll thicken up a little bit more as it cools. So I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to take this off the burner here. And once it has cooled down, you can put it in the refrigerator, covered, until ready to serve it. I'm going to take some of it and put it in this nice little bowl here. Yeah, look at that. So awesome. And there we go. Homemade cranberry sauce. So much better than the store-bought stuff. Take care. Time for me to taste some of this. I'm going to get this spoon here with a little bit. Wow, so good.